With Captain Marvel fresh off its box office conquering opening weekend, Marvel is already thinking ahead to its next blockbuster.
I like this one.
Having just dropped the official trailer for the superhero-infused crossover event of the year. The new Avengers Endgame clip is clearly built to stoke fan anticipation. Every moment seems to have something important to say, and comes with the potential of deeper meanings, hidden explanations, and misleading directions. Let's break it down and take a look at the details you might have missed in the newest Avengers Endgame trailer. And just so we're all clear, potential and rumored spoilers ahead. Don't say we didn't warn you. We've seen this before. The Avengers Endgame Super Bowl spot opened on a quick sequence that sped through 10 MCU characters, most of whom had died or been snapped in Infinity War. Everything was in black, white, and red all over. This time around, the red highlighted footage is back, and also specifically highlights some different faces, like Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, Thor, and Okoye, 4 characters who did not get snapped. It's pretty widely known that Avengers Endgame is the final movie in Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., and Chris Evans' Marvel Studio contracts. That doesn't mean they're definitively done with their characters, but if you're gonna retire a role, you could do worse than saving half the universe, you know? Meanwhile, that red coloring still seems highly symbolic. Red is often connected to blood and death, but as we've theorized before, it could have something to do with the red reality stone and its possible usage in unsnapping the world. Will that gem be instrumental in defeating Thanos once and for all? If this montage means what we think it might, keep your eyes peeled for that Scarlet Stone. One of the most exciting moments in the first trailer was the arrival of Scott Lang at the Avengers HQ with his quantum-powered Ant-Man. While the presence of Lang in Endgame is a pleasant, if not a particularly surprising revelation, one attention-getting moment occurred when Cap and Black Widow ask each other about what they're seeing.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
Many detail-oriented fans seized on her not-quite answer to suggest that the footage wasn't actually live. The word archive in the upper left corner of the screen also led some to theorize that perhaps the security camera clip was, in fact, a very old message and from a different year entirely. In the new trailer, things seem to point toward a post-snap arrival for Lang. Ant-Man features heavily throughout the trailer, but one scene in particular shows a befuddled Scott looking at a telephone pole plastered with missing person posters. While this could be highlighting a particularly active day for kidnappers, chances are the scene puts Lang firmly after the snap as he starts to piece together what happened. One of the biggest questions that swirled since the dust from Infinity War settled was if, how, and when time travel would factor into Avengers Endgame. Ant-Man and the Wasp explored the potential of the quantum realm, opening up the opportunity for that mode of interdimensional transportation to come into play in Endgame. And we know from that film's post-credit scene that the quantum realm is entangled with time travel in some way.
And don't get sucked into a time vortex. We won't be able to save you.
And as this newest trailer seems to indicate, it appears more and more likely that audiences will be pulled around the MCU timeline in Endgame. The Super Bowl spot showed clips of Liberty Island surrounded by apparently abandoned ships, as well as Citi Field looking ominously abandoned, and not just because the Mets missed the playoffs again. The Statue of Liberty showed up for a second time in the new trailer, but so did another, more interesting clip. Halfway through the trailer, we see a short sequence of the Avengers Quinjet coming out of the clouds with a city in front of them. Except this time, the buildings are all lit up. Could they be celebrating getting the power grid back on post-decimation? Or are we witnessing a heroic crew heading back to the past? A quick shot in the trailer shows a very angry Nebula whipping out her swords and making a run at an unseen foe. Papa Thanos, perhaps? The likelihood of Nebula playing a key role in the film is high, especially considering her crucial part in the original Infinity Gauntlet comics event. But another interesting thing to notice about the scene is the landscape behind her. The scenery is quite a mess of fire and flame, and even a little reminiscent of the battle on Titan from Infinity War. Of course, at the end of the previous Avengers movie, we're not quite sure where Thanos ends up. Some have suggested that his new home could be anywhere from within the Soul Stone to Wakanda itself. However, reports surfaced online that Disney shareholders were allegedly shown a clip that put the kibosh on either of those two theories. One more time for anyone who wasn't paying attention earlier.
Spoiler alert.
Still here? In the clip, Nebula reportedly says she knows where Thanos is, and coupled with an energy signature that's been picked up out in space, heads off to find him. Could this clip of Nebula on a battle-torn planet actually take place on the long-rumored Titan II that Thanos withdrew to after his work was done? One of the most glaring things missing from Infinity War was the anxiously anticipated reunion between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. While the two leaders had technically buried the hatchet thanks to Steve's letter and accompanying emergency cell phone, bruised egos and hurt feelings take a while to heal. Of course, a Thanos-level apocalypse goes a long way toward helping a reconciliation occur, and it's hard not to believe that once Cap and Iron Man got into the same room together, they'd be able to figure things out one way or another. The bigger question at this point is when in the world or off of the world that meeting will take place. While the new trailer doesn't show the first scene where they set eyes on each other, we do at long last get a glimpse of the two brothers in arms suited up, walking side by side, and man does it feel good. And on that note, what are those special suits for anyway? Quantum exploration? Time travel? Both? Well, regardless, with Iron Man and Cap finally together again, the world feels just a little bit safer. Unless this trailer is another misdirect, like when Marvel revealed an Infinity War trailer showing Hulk running alongside the Avengers in Wakanda, which was a scene that never happened in the film. They wouldn't do that to us again, would they? Would they? Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about the Marvel Cinematic Universe are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.